Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good Wednesday in the market. Halfway through the week. GameStop's chilling, still consolidation. Still on this downward trend a little bit in the short term. We're making lower highs, lower lows. The 9 did cross over the 180. Happened yesterday, which is called the death cross. No big deal. In the short term, though, it does look like it's going to kind of continue this downward trend until, I don't know, till a bunch of volume and we bump up. But on this low volume, yeah, I expect it to kind of keep coming down, which is good. It's good for options contracts. The premium just getting crushed right now. And like Ape Andy was saying, if you guys watch that guy, the hedge funds could be trying to position to go long on it, which, yeah, we'll see. I was looking at the iBorrow desk and just watching this today. It was kind of interesting. I've not really watched this throughout the day, but I was watching it and they had 250 shares to available to short. I don't necessarily trust these numbers, but just seeing how it changes and at what time I was curious about. So today's the 7th. This morning it says they had 250 shares available to short. Yesterday at close it says they had 950,000. So apparently they used a bunch. I think if I'm reading this right, they used a bunch since yesterday until this morning. There's a lot fewer today, and then today kind of slowly melted down, and then around, let's see, 12:45, 11:15, you can see they borrowed 50,000 more shares. And if you look at the stock price around that time, we're looking like right about here. So yeah, this little drop right here, they had to borrow 50,000 more shares. Again, the actual numbers I don't know, because I think a lot of it's going on behind the scenes and you're not seeing on this website, but it was interesting to see. It went from 250 to 200, from 10:45 to 11, and yeah, that's right here. So that was this little bit down to there, and then it's kind of stayed flat since then, and the volume is just so low. If you follow the Wyckoff method, I don't know it that well, but that was kind of the first thing I looked into, and I looked into stock trading for some reason. And he's kind of an OG guy that tried to figure out patterns in the market, and this pattern doesn't really follow it, I don't think, but the low volume does. So take that with what it is, I guess. But basically, before a bullish breakout, you're gonna have a spring test, which is like a low drop, and then it'll come back up to where it was, and then it'll shoot up. So typically, not always, but sometimes you'll have this dip, and then it shoots up, and it'll slow. What happens is the volume slowly dwindles down. You have a dip on some higher volume, and then it will break new highs and tons of volume. So if you look at the volume, though, it's pretty crazy. So today we're at 4.5 million. We've only got wow. I wasn't even thinking about that. So I'm on daily right now, and we got 5 minutes left in the market. 4.5 million. Today, which is pretty much all we're gonna get. We only have 4 minutes left. Yesterday was 6 million, 14 million, 9 million, 8 million, 16 million, 9 million, and there was some more there for the that shill news. 12 million, 9 million, 24 million, 11 million, 16, 35. So really, it's been 6 or 7 days. I'm looking at the volume up here. 6 or 7 days of just real low volume. Compare that to, back here it says 38 million, that's 70 million. Back here we had 35 million, 50 million, 50 million, 91 million, 175 million. That was in January when it was running up, 176 million. And these days we're getting what, 8, 9 million, 6 million. So today's 4 million, which is extreme. That's the lowest volume we've had in long. I was actually watching another video. I think that's the lowest volume we've had since before January. Even if you look back here when it was kind of grinding up, these are all 30 million, 30 million, 18 million. And then this long floor that we had, remember, it all squeezes over and it settled around 40 for days and days. Everyone thought it was over. I kept watching it. 7 million, 19 million, 14 million, 23, 9, 8, 14, 12, 36. Yeah, so look at all these days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like 8 days around 10 million. Just under 10 million, and this time in our consolidation, we've gotten even less volume. 4.5 million today, 6 million. That was 14 million. 9, 8, 16. I'm not going to do the average, but I think the average is close to, maybe even lower if you count all these days, than that other flat spell we had right here in February. It was really like most of the month of February. Then the end of February shot up. So I expect this, I don't know. We're waiting for a catalyst. We've got DTCC, we've got SEC, we've got share recall for the meeting, you know, shareholders meeting. Depends on when they start implementing things. I'm not sure exactly, but as far as the chart's looking, it's still consolidating, and I don't see it changing in the near term. I think it's going to keep consolidating. I'm going to look back here really quick. Yeah, if you look here, so I'm just looking at the MACD on the daily. If you see the MACD and the signal, which are these lines coming down, and they kind of got to the equilibrium kind of middle part before it went crazy. So, as well as the RSI is just pinned right at 53. So if you compare that to up here, our MACDs are still pretty high. They're still up here. I mean, they're getting lower, and it's mellowing out. RSI is looking nice and smooth, but that MACD I think still has some time to come down. So if we're looking just at patterns, this week doesn't look like it's going to be crazy by Friday. Probably some more consolidating. I'm probably get exposure on Friday or before if there's a big dip, but probably not anymore for this week unless I see tons of volume and big green bars lighting up the screen. But yeah, because this MACD, I think these have got to come down closer to this kind of 0 range and then tighten up. But this low volume is really good. There's basically, shares aren't getting traded. People are just holding shares. Sellers, they can't get the price down. Buyers aren't doing things. We've already bought, so we're waiting for volume on the buy side, and any little bit of volume and this thing starts to go crazy. As you can see here on this dip, didn't dip on much because fake, and then just there's a little bit of volume and we had this big price action. So I almost opened up a call credit spread on GME expiring Friday, which is a bearish play, just to collect some premium, but I didn't because the thing's too crazy. Scared me too much. Market just closed, but yeah, I mean, if I'm looking at the chart, it's bearish, so call credit spread expiring Friday would be smart. However, there is some bullishness, I guess, because if you see the support, not bullish, I guess, but kind of see, look at kind of where the support would be. I mean, today we drew a hard line on that 175. And if we're looking back here, we've got resistance right there at 175. Support right here around 175, a little bit lower, but it's not perfect. Right here, it had a little support, little floor at 175, and then back here, resistance at 175. So you saw what I did there. I wasn't lining them up. I just drew it there for where we were, and then you can look back and see resistances become support, supports become resistance. So that is the one case to where it's not going to be bearish for the next couple of days, but it might not be bullish. I think it'll just kind of keep consolidating. Maybe we'll have a dip down, but it seems like this 175-ish, is that what that is? Yeah, 177, yeah, around there. Seems like that's a pretty strong support. On the hourly, our MACD is good. It's good. So tomorrow might be a little bit of a bump and kind of in this range. We could even come back up to 190. We could even come back up into this range. But on the daily, yeah, it's looking like we're gonna need a couple more days of consolidation to get this MACD to settle down. Then we can have a cross, kind of like this one right here, and like this one back here, where it went from. Well, even back here. No, that was January. That was the first time. I'll look at this one right here. Yeah, right here. So, yep. So we'll see. On the hourly, it seems like it's looking bearish, but it probably could find a floor here again and consolidate. So I don't have anything new on that. I told you my plan, but the put credit spreads on it, I've still got those. I'm holding. Basically, it's got to close above 180. That's now in the money. So I could average into that, and I might tomorrow on a dip, but I'm not certain it's going to close above 180 by Friday. I mean, yeah, I don't even know, because if it keeps consolidating, it might be just below 180 by Friday. So we'll see on that. Today I did open up one play, call credit spread on Tesla. Oh, and I closed Corsair. I'll show you what I mean when I say I closed Corsair. But Tesla, if you look at Tesla on the daily, had this high 900. We came down here, huge dip, bounced back from that, hit resistance here about 700, and came down, little bounce, came down, little bounce. So I'm seeing resistance here at 709-ish, and this floor, which is coming up, which is kind of like a wedge that I've drawn here. So it looks bearish to me. I mean, it would have been a better time to get into this play yesterday, because Tesla's down 3% today. My premium's not as much, but I see it coming down, and either coming down to this level right here or bouncing off this trend line where this one is. So that's kind of why I did a little bearish play. It expires on Friday. It's a 690, 680. So basically it has to close below 680 by Friday. I can close it out early. I think I might not be able to close it till Friday though, but I can close it before market closes, because there's now like a cash account. Yeah, actually that's true. This is a cash account. I should recall my shares on here on GME, because I'm below my threshold. And so these were unsettled funds that I opened this up with because I closed out of Corsair. Let's see. Today, positions, performance history. There we go. So I closed out of Corsair today. We made, I don't know, $500 on that play or so. It was a put credit spread, long term. I closed it. I wanted the capital to do some shorter term stuff, and then I opened up this one on Tesla. Corsair to me looks like it's kind of at a top and maybe going to come back down before it runs. If you look here on the daily, looks like it kind of hit a resistance here in this 35, and now today it's kind of coming back down. We've got a support here on the hourly. If you look here, it's a little more clear. It did the golden cross, which is great, but then it kind of looks like it hit a resistance. Didn't break through that new resistance, and then today's, it could be kind of setting up consolidation to run again. So it's a little bit of a risk, I guess, but I wasn't opening a new position. I was just closing mine, just in case this comes back down. I want to get the collateral out of it for now. MACD's crossed over. We've got a little red candle under the 9 moving, but really it's just that resistance that I'm seeing. Other than that resistance, this is still somewhat bullish because the 9 crossed over the 180. If nothing else, it'll consolidate and go up, or it'll kind of consolidate and come back down. Kind of come back, maybe bounce off that support, or maybe a little higher support. So that's our Corsair. Rocket, here's a nice support it's got at 22.32. Excuse me. So I think this is probably a floor for it. But if you go back to before we had all that crazy like short squeeze spikes, you'll see that line right here. That's this support. So it could come back down to these supports down here in the 19 range. I don't think it will. It's kind of held that support for a few weeks now at least. So that's good. On our long term, we're down today, $200. A lot of that, let's see, is Tesla, some on Rocket, GME, of course, too. And then our covered call on here on Airbnb is doing great because Airbnb dropped a lot today. So see this covered call gains value as Airbnb goes down. So this looks like this will be safe. I might close it out tomorrow, just in case Airbnb could go crazy. It's a 192.5 call. So Airbnb looks like it's in a similar range, kind of like the other ones I've been showing you. We're kind of had a resistance up here at 215, and it's kind of got this support, I don't know, 170. So it's also kind of starting to consolidate and just get tighter. If you see these floors are getting higher and these ceilings are getting lower. So it could be kind of consolidating before it runs up. Yeah, actually, if you look at the MACD, it's getting pretty tight. So yeah, covered call. Probably should close that tomorrow. Today was a big down day on it though. On the hourly, it looks like it could come down a little bit more. But with this consolidation, it might be about to break out. Maybe by Friday or next week. One way or the other. I'm not sure which at this point. I'd like to think it's bullish just because we're above here, and if there were moving averages, the 9 would be over the 180 right now. There's not because this was IPO. Ooh, a lot of technical stuff today, guys. On this account, yeah, Firm's down today, Roblox is down today, GME's down today. So that account's getting jacked. Firm, I was too early on it. Hopefully this is an actual floor here and it's not just doing a little bounce and then gonna come back down like it did back here. See what I mean? Hopefully it kind of actually floors out and then goes up, but I'm not sure. RSI is low, the MACD is low. Yeah, it's way down there. What was the other one? Oh, Roblox. Roblox, not that one. Ah, shoot. Sometimes when you put in those sketchy tickers, it messes everything up. Takes off all your stuff. How dare you? Now everything's jacked up. Yeah, Roblox is really volatile. It's looking good though. 9 green candle over the 9 moving average here. And even though we had this red day, it looks like it's kind of held support on that trend line, on that 9 moving average. Higher high than this. These are higher lows. So might come down a little bit, but I think it'll keep going on Roblox. That's looking good. Whew. All right, guys. If you made it this far in the comments, please type long term. Long term. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. New tweet notification from Roaring Kitty. Okay, what does this mean? I don't know. You know what that means? Tell me in the comments. Is that the Greek? Is that Hebrew? Hieroglyphics? Roman numerals? Anno. That's the year. Anno Domini. M is that 1,000? 100? No, 100C. 1,001,125.67. Is that going to be the strike price of GME? 1,01,127. And then this, I don't know what that says. That's the year though. Or that's the amount. Okay. Peace out, guys.